All right, guys, it's Steve Lamothe. I'm sitting down for the first time. I'm trying to make a few changes in my life. I used to stand for 8 hours a day, and I've actually read and heard that that's not good for you. So for the first time for a video, I'm sitting down. But today I wanted to talk about, we've talked a lot about wealth building over the last year, and it's gonna be a quick 1.5 minute video. And oftentimes I'm asked specifically by clients, hey, Steve, I'm interested in building wealth through real estate or investing in real estate, but what holds people back is a lot of fear, right? I don't want to buy a property and have the value go below what I paid for it, or I don't feel like I have enough money to buy the next house because real estate is so expensive. I wanted to talk to you today about 3 quick hacks to building your wealth over the long term. So the first and easiest way to buy your first rental is to take your first home, your primary residence, which you buy. Because most of the time, most of us don't buy our forever home for our first house. So let's say you've bought a home for $450,000. You could put as little as 3.5% down. Most people I recommend to try to save up 5 or 10% down, hold on to that house for 2 or 3 years. Well, in that 2 or 3 years, your value has likely appreciated at least 8 to 10%. So now you have almost 20% equity in that home, right? You could likely rent that property and cover the mortgage. You don't want to just cover the mortgage of the home. You need to be able to put a net cash flow, that's what it's called, cash flow, into your bank account after you cover your expenses. So you can actually take your primary residence, move out of your primary residence into your second home and buy that next house with 5 or 10% down. Doesn't have to be a 20% down property. The cool thing is, if you turn your primary residence into a rental, part of that rental income can be used to calculate what you can qualify on your next house. Now, the kicker is when you buy your second home, you're gonna have to have some money saved. So it's gonna take some time to build up your reserves and be able to put a down payment. Some people, if they have a lot of equity or say property values have appreciated a lot, they can do a cash out refinance on their old home and take a portion of that equity and use it as a down payment. Definitely don't recommend that. As we have seen this year, real estate values don't just go up, they go down and up, but over the long term, they go up. So now, if you take this scenario, you took your first home that you bought 3 or 4 years ago, and now you own a second home and a rental by which you're generating $100 or $200 in cash per month. And more importantly, your tenant is paying off your mortgage. The plan, in my opinion, should be a 15 to 20 year horizon to have all of your mortgages paid off in retirement. And this is a great vehicle for that. So the next hack, so that's the first step. Number 2, you buy your second home and you keep your old home. You can use low down payment programs. When you own your second home, you can actually buy a vacation home with as little as 5 or 10% down again, as long as your income is good. You can buy a vacation home, second home, and the interest rates on second homes are quite aggressive and good. They're not considered investment properties, so you don't have to put 30% down. The cool thing is, if you buy a vacation home in the right spot that you want to utilize a lot, you can use this as a vacation rental. And vacation rentals generate a lot of cash flow. The key is not all vacation rentals are going to generate great cash flow. Do your research, do your due diligence. So in a nutshell, now you've bought your first home, your primary home, and a vacation home. You can repeat this process again and go buy your next forever home. Say it's been 5 to 7 years. You own 3 homes now. You have kids and you're ready to upsize. You can buy your forever home or your 15 to 20 year home by saving up 20% down, keep that third home, and you can just rinse and repeat. At some point, you can't use your primary residence purchase loans. You have to start utilizing investment grade loans where you have to put 30% down. If everyone in America did this, they bought their first home, kept it, bought their second home, then they bought a vacation rental or a second home, kept that, and they did it in a smart way where they were all cash flowing. By the time they've retired, 20, 30 years down the line, every single person would be a net worth millionaire and have income in retirement of $5,000 to $8,000 in perpetuity. This is just a quick tip. I wanted to share it with you. We're going to continue this wealth building journey and discussion. This is an incredible plan to build wealth and solidify yourself that you're going to have a great retirement.